Hey, Aries, this one's for you. That's you, okay? Got it? So, this is Tarot Illumination, a little bit of Astro Babble. We're going to focus on the Leo new moon eclipse, the Leo North Node, okay? Right at the end of August, the 21st, 2017. And it's kind of an update video. So, the reason we're doing it is because Tarot Illumination made a whole freaking playlist earlier about the Leo North Node. And it seems now like it was too much too soon because people were like, you know, what is this? But now, of course, it's all everyone's talking about it and it's right in our faces because there's no way out of it, especially on the 21st. What are you going to do? So anyway, I thought I'd help you guys out. I'm doing what I can. It's just kind of like a tune-up of the older playlist, and we're just going to do like a little mini reading here, give you some, hopefully, something that'll help you guys to evolve and grow. So like the other signs, watch for your sun, moon, and rising, whatever it is. Watch for the whole playlist, Leo North Node. It's in the Tarot Illumination playlist library somewhere. It's archived there somewhere. So dig around, you'll find it. Don't worry. Let's have a look. Let's put you over here. This is you, Aries, okay? So like the other signs, we made a little chart here just for fun. That's you, Aries, okay? We're talking about the Leo North Node, the Leo new moon eclipse, 21st of August, 2017. And there's you on the horizon, Aries. Like this is the natural chart for the whole planet, as though Aries was rising for everybody, all right? So with you, Aries, you're getting a tremendous amount of support here in your own fire signs, Sagittarius and Aries and Leo, to evolve and grow towards the Leo North Node energy anyway. So you're kind of lucky. Of course, that means leaving behind a lot of redundant stuff over here in the in the Aquarius South Node. Excuse me, I should have put that in there. South Node Aquarius for you, okay? So you're leaving a lot of this behind, and it is in the natural place of Aquarius, which is the 11th house. So this might be like a very vivid experience for you, Aries. So, because what's happening on the 21st in particular is you've got the sun, the moon, Mars, and the North Node all piled up at once, one time in one place, pounding on here, shining very, very bright lights and energy onto this part of your life, okay? So, Aries, for you, that is the 5th house, okay? The natural 5th house. It's all about the Leo energy anyway. So that would involve, common popular buzzwords like fun, creativity, love, romance, vivid self-expression, taking risks, joy, just being happy, being your inner child, living it out, being that person who laughs and cries, who just loves life and just lives it with no shame, okay? And all that's happening, Aries, for you is you're being asked to do that properly now, as opposed to like withholding, because the reality is for a long time you might have been giving it all away, all your heart energy, all your love energy to the community, to the for the benefit of humanity, and that's great and that's awesome, but it's done. You've done it, okay, Aries. You don't have to keep doing this over and over and over again. You're just depleting yourself. It's self-defeating behavior, Grow up and move on. And you're being heavily, heavily nurtured and pushed and inspired and pressured to do this. Okay, there's this big fat fire trine, which is very, very nice for you. And there is this big kind of mushy, soft finger of God. It's like a yod. It's where these two odd quincunxes are shoving all the energy, pushing it all, saying, Aries, come on, come on, come on. You can do this. Don't worry about it. It's okay to let go and release and say goodbye to all of that stuff and move into the new shiny, bright version of you, especially when it comes to love, romance, fun, creativity, self-expression, taking risks, doing something crazy and wild, and just being happy, okay? And I know that's a lot to ask, because you might have just been very, very gracious for so long, just giving it all away, okay? So let's not beat up on this too much. Let's have a look. We're going to do a little mini reading for you. And it's going to look sort of like this, okay? You're going to have a card here, here, and here. This is going to be the Aquarius South Node energy from which you are evolving. This is the Leo North Node energy to which you are evolving. And this is hopefully an indication of how the heck we're going to do this, all right? I'm on your side, Aries, okay? I want this to happen for you. I'm just trying to help. So let's put this here, okay? Let's pull some cards. Deck was already well shuffled in advance, okay? So don't sweat it, but we're going to do a few more just so that you can witness that we are doing this right up to the very last second. And you're just trusting that Tarot Illumination is doing a decent shuffle for you, and you're going to get a clean deck, all right? Then we're going to cut it, and then we're going to do a little quickie interpretation, a story, whatever it is. We're going to figure it out. Don't worry, Aries. Hang in. So that's shuffled, all right? Well shuffled, actually. And now we're going to cut. Woo! That was a heck of a break. And that's a heck of a break. Ow! I don't think I've done such an extreme cut in quite a while. Okay, here we go. So this is South Node energy, North Node energy, how we're going to evolve. And we're going to look at the bottom card here in just a second. I'm thinking of this as the weather. That's how I view it anyway at Tarot Illumination. This is kind of like pervasive energy that permeates through the whole reading, let's say, or the environment in which you are in right now. And it's up to you, Aries, to make the best of it, okay? It's just like regular weather. Whatever it is out there, Southern Hemisphere, Northern Hemisphere, crappy weather, awesome weather, scary weather, weird weather. It doesn't matter. You're going to make the best of it somehow. So you've got the King of Cups. Okay. So it's an indication, Aries, that it's time to take advantage of, like, if this is a presence in your life, if there's someone or something or an awareness that's happening in your life, in your world that equates to this energy. If it's a person, great. If it's you, great. But it's on the understanding that there is a tremendous amount of love energy available to you, and that you don't have to be swayed by, let's say, emotional currents that might be, that you might be enduring as you go through this process. In other words, when you come to this kind of shocking awakening realization that you might have been giving so much away for so long of your own natural heart energy, and you now have the right and the duty to claim some for yourself and move on, that might be kind of weird for you. And it might mean that you have to now, in some way that you've never actually perhaps really had to face before, take charge and take dominion over these profound emotional currents that might be moving through your life, and own them, understand them, but do not let them own you, okay? So that you are the master of your new life, your new world, and that you can handle it, okay? You can handle this, okay? Even though it might be very emotionally and perhaps romantically disturbing or disruptive or exciting or weird or new. A lot of tears of happiness, a lot of tears of joy. We don't know, but you can handle it, okay? You're going to handle it. Let's put it that way. So we're going to set this aside over here, okay? So moving on, let's have a look. Okay. We've had the tower a couple of times, I think, already. I'm not sure. But for you, Aries, it could feel like, holy shit, my whole fucking... Sorry. My whole effing world is falling apart, damn it. And I didn't expect this. I didn't plan this. I didn't ask for this. What the heck is going on? But don't worry, Aries. It's okay. It's meant to be. You might have been holding on to something for so long because that's all you knew. That's all you wanted. That's all you loved. But the reality is it's redundant. It's over. You might have been so altruistic, so caring, so concerned about the community, the friendship, the hopes and the dreams of aspirations for yourself and others, where you were totally lost in a place of selflessness, which is awesome for everybody else, but it sucks for you. All right? So it's time to reclaim a bit of that for you, reclaim dominion and ownership of your own heart, claim some of that for yourself and live it, enjoy it, revel in it. You have You have the right to do so, okay? And you have an obligation, all right? And then what happens is out of the, let's just say, the collapse of the community, the collapse of the way things were, this beautiful, beautiful card, the Tower, is all about, from my perspective as your reader right now, Aries, is about the potential for healing, okay? Because it might be that there have been a tremendous amount of structures and ways of being that are literally now redundant, and you're not, it's not your job to hold it all up for everybody else, okay? Just let go of what needs to fall apart and move on. Gracefully step out of the way, allow yourself to be liberated, okay? It's an extremely liberating card, the Tower here right now for you, Aries, and it allows for a whole new foundation to be built going forward, especially in this part of your life when it comes love, romance, relationships, creativity, creative self-expression, where you now have the right to be you. You have now the right to be creatively self-expressive like never before. No holding back. And it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to make you feel insanely giddy like a little kid who's just insanely happy. And you have that right, okay? No shame, no guilt, okay, Aries? Let's have a look. What's going on? Ha! Okay. You might be a little intimidated by this whole thing to the point where, like, whoa, this is too much too fast. Oh no, I can't handle it. It's just too much. It's just too much for me. So yes, you do have the right to reserve the, let's just say you have the right to reserve the right to not evolve as quickly as the Tower would indicate that you need to evolve. In other words, it's okay to move forward in little gentle steps. With the Two of Swords here, heading forward, it feels to me, because it's, you know, it's very much to do with lunar energy here, the eclipses, the North Node. It might be very, very effective, very helpful for you to move forward in a very, very careful, methodical way, where at all points, wherever you feel the next shock wave of your evolutionary path, it's okay to pause, step back a little bit, allow yourself to experience this thing, hold back on making any radical, spontaneous decisions in the moment, and ponder things for a little while, and allow the process to unfold gently, because this is very shocking, powerful energy from which you need to move away. And it doesn't have to all happen at once. It doesn't have to be one cataclysmic earthquake. What you can do is break it down into tiny little chunks, decision by decision by decision by decision, as you allow this pre-existing way of being to, instead of explode like a freaking nuclear bomb or like a volcano, you can let it unfold incrementally, like, you know how some earthquakes happen, lots of them in a little row, lots of little ones in a row, which is actually okay. It makes it much easier to endure, and you still come to the same place at the end of the day, but without having to have, suffered total obliteration all at once. So moving forward towards the North Node energy for you, Aries, into this whole new way of being in your fifth house that we talked about earlier, allow yourself to do so gently, step by step. Anytime that it feels a little bit too traumatic, take a pause. Give yourself the right to decide not to decide. And then when you feel comfortable, safe, and ready, then make your decisions and move on, okay? But again, that could feel kind of a weird experience. It might also be an indication here that you might be scared of what's happening here. So scared that you're almost like not willing to face it. I just wanted to add that in there because that would be a more conventional interpretation of this card. So we're just going to add it in. But let's just say, mush it all together. How are we going to move forward with all this? Okay, this is good. Look, Aries, you get, it's almost like an Aries card. This is the little Two of Wands, like you're holding your destiny in your hands, but it's on the understanding that this is all going to fall apart. Everything from the South Node, there's no way out of it. So there's no point in fighting it or holding on to it. The way to move forward safely and effectively is one decision, one understanding, one perception, one allowance at a time, gently in a way that you can handle it, decision by decision, and allow your whole new future, your new destiny to unfold. Because it's an understanding that it's like live as if, live as if you know exactly what you're doing and how you're supposed to do it, even if you have to fake it till you make it, because you know, deep down, you know, Aries, that there's a whole new world in front of you and it's unfolding and it's inevitable. So accept that gracefully, humbly, one tiny step at a time, one decision at a time, and let it unfold naturally. And then it doesn't have to feel so cataclysmic, okay? You can do it step by step and you'll get there, okay? So I hope that works for you, Aries. I hope you get something out of this little reading. Watch for your sun, moon, and rising. Please watch that old playlist. It's in the Tarot Illumination archive somewhere. Leo North Node. All right. Thank you so much for visiting. All the best.